friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Laura Ingalls Gunn. Today's video is short but very, very sweet. We are going to be doing a craft project that I think you will really love because it makes for a perfect gift for so many occasions. Plus, you can actually include your children in the creative process. So, what are we making? Do I have any readers in the group? Today we are going to be making these beautiful velvet bookmarks, and they have a little charm on the end. This one has a horse for a friend of mine that's a horse lover. This is a dove for someone that is a lovely peacemaker. And so you can get the complete list of supplies over on my website today, and that is Decor to Adore, and I'll link down below to the direct link in the description box. But just an overall basics of what you're going to need is you need a thick ribbon, and so that can be a thicker embroidered ribbon. I myself love to use velvet ribbon. I just like the way it feels when I'm nestling it within a book page and then taking it out. It's just that extra bit of softness. And you can find velvet ribbon at most craft stores. And then of course, as many of you know, I love going to estate sales, and then that's where you can find the good stuff of vintage velvet ribbons. And these are often cotton ribbons in delicious colors, and so you might also have luck finding them in bags at thrift stores. So you'll need some ribbon and of course some scissors. And then in the jewelry making aisle, you are going to find some silver end crimps, and they usually come 20 in a bag per se, and then some sort of charm. This is again from the jewelry making section, but you can also repurpose vintage pieces of jewelry that have maybe broken apart and you don't know what to do with the pieces. Maybe there's 5 or 6 pieces that you can then separate and give as a gift to various family members. And so to put it together, you'll also want some jewelry pliers, and they come in various shapes and styles on the end pieces. I like to use 2 when I'm unhooking the O-ring that's at the top of each charm. And if by chance you are using a repurposed piece of jewelry, you can also buy the O-rings in the jewelry making section. So the very first thing that you want to do is cut a piece of ribbon, and I believe this one is about 8 inches long. And on one end, you are going to make a swallowtail cut. If you can see that, let me get it behind my hand over here. We'll do a close-up shot at the end. Now, how you do that is you take your ribbon and you fold it equally in half. So then it looks like that. Okay? And then from the edge that is open of where you've just pinched, you're going to angle your scissors just like that, and then cut that piece off. Okay? And then that's going to give you that swallowtail end. And if you're using velvet or a heavy embroidered ribbon, they have a tendency to fray. So there is this project that I love. You can get it in the sewing supplies at most craft stores. And it is called Fray Check. I use it for so many things. You're just going to dab a little bit. Now, I had previously checked that this ribbon was color fast. Some vintage ribbons might bleed. So I have a little piece of paper towel that once I've saturated that end, I'm going to lay it on the paper towel and allow it to completely dry. Now, through the magic of television, I have one that is now dry, and it is a little bit crunchy or crispy on the end where the Fray Check has been applied. But it's not noticeable. Like, to look at it, it's not discolored or anyway. And that'll keep your ribbon from fraying. So then on the opposite end of where you've just made your swallowtail cut, this end should be a straight across cut. And that is where you're going to attach your ribbon clamp. Now, I personally find it easier to attach my charm first and then apply the ribbon via crimping. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your charm, okay, and then picking up my tiny little pliers, here's my O-ring, so I'm going to slide that through the little open O of the charm. And then here's where it gets tricky. You have to finesse it a little bit onto the opening on the crimp end. And then you're going to just take the pliers and push the O-ring, the open O-ring, back together where it was so that the circle is completely closed. And I like to crimp it a couple of times. Now, because I have older eyes, I take my handy dandy magnifying glass. Yes, it has completely been closed now, because you don't want to give a gift and then have the charm fall off. So this makes sure that, you know, our charm is now secure to the end crimp. And then it's just a matter of, you're going to slide the ribbon into the crimp, and then you're going to grab the flat pliers and just gently crimp it closed. And I do a little bit on each side of either end. Just do a little bit, just to make sure my ribbon stays even and an equal distance amount. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. And then once you have your ends, you're going to come in and really crimp the entire thing tightly. Because again, you don't want to give a gift and have it fall apart. Now, could you also add in a drop of glue in between the ribbon and the crimp? Absolutely, because then it definitely would not be going anywhere. So you can do that if you want to. So, and there is our beautiful ribbon. So you have your swallowtail end, and then your beautiful bookmark. And, you know, I have some of my favorite titles here. So we got Little House in the Big Woods, Anne of Green Gables, anything by Jane Austen. This is one of my favorite books, but you know, just putting it on the book. Look at how pretty that is. And I mean, if you know of a book that a person wants to present the book with the bookmark, that's just kind of the icing on the cake. But I just think they are so pretty, and you know, you don't have to dog-ear your pages, and it's just a nice, simple gift, and it's so small that you can tuck it into special places as well. And in terms of charms, you can find a different charm theme to suit just about anyone. Do they like sewing? Do they like gardening? Do they like painting? The sky is the absolute limit. So I hope you have enjoyed this quick and easy craft. I am actually now headed up to UNT to give a lecture on historical fashion in the 19th century. So that's why this week's video is a bit shorter, because I have been preparing to give 2 lectures to 2 large groups of students. So let me know in the comments if that is something that you would like to see on this channel, and I will record the lecture for you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and be sure to hit the subscribe button in the lower hand corner so that you'll be notified for more upcoming crafts in the future. Thanks so much for joining me today.